What's up, MourN here, and we're going to go over and do our very first hero review today. I thought long about which hero I should do first, and I kind of settled that I should do the original SS tier hero, August Iron Will, because there's always a lot of debate on when you should start using him. So let's just jump right into his skills, and then we'll talk later on when you should start implementing him into your team. August's active skill is called Holy Barrier. Active skill links all allies, allowing them to share damage taken during the next 3 rounds. All allies have their armor level increased by 2 for 3 rounds. Level 2 increases the armor bonus to 3, level 3 to 4, level 4 to 5, and level 5 to 6. This is a very good ability and provides a lot of survivability. So not only are you linking all your heroes so everyone's going to share damage, you're getting a 30% damage reduction due to his active skill. This is very important late game, and it definitely is needed for survivability, especially with mages that are notoriously squishy. Like Margaret, where I'm now, pretty much everything if I'm lucky, 2-shots her. His next skill, Sacred Will, it's passive. It's a passive skill. Every 25% hit points that August loses, it increases his armor level by 1 for 2 rounds. When August's level falls below 50%, it restores 15% of max hit points. It can be triggered once per battle. Level 2 increases armor level to 2 and healing to 20%. 3 armor level to 3 and healing to 25%. And level 4 increases his armor level to 4 and healing to 30%. This provides a little bit of survivability to August, but within the right team, the healing ratio doesn't really matter. It's the additional armor percentage you're getting. So if you're having someone deal 25% damage to you and then you've active, so you have essentially a 50% damage reduction off August just off the top. And that's not even, we haven't even got into his basic stats yet, things that he gets for being a tank class hero. August is probably the tankiest hero in the game. And then the cherry on the top that is the original S-class hero. Light Surge, passive skill. The beginning of each round restores 10 energy to linked allies. Level 2, at the beginning of each round, restores 15% energy. Level 3, at the beginning of each round, restores 20 energy. And level 4, at the beginning of each round, restores 30 energy to linked allies. This one is based on your artifact, and artifacts are very expensive to upgrade, but this artifact is one that you would really want to kind of push forward. To give each hero 30%, to include himself, I believe it's to himself. We'll run a battle check. To give 30 energy and feed the team energy makes Margaret active more often, makes Genji active more often. And this just is going to increase your damage. And then he's providing a lot of survivability. August is legitimately the original S-class hero, and he still is a top tier hero. Now, being a tank, he's notoriously pretty slow. But that's fine. You should really focus on gear for speed. But the most important thing about the tank is this: his armor level. His armor level is naturally 7. That's very good. That's a 35% damage reduction. Of course, it could be mitigated by armor break and things of that nature. This is geared out, but he has very good base stats. He isn't so great to control. Control can really stop him, but he has good fortitude, good armor, and good block. I mean, August is a very good hero to build, but late game. Now, I'm going to show you my gearing, what I currently have on him, and tell you what I would change and what I would keep. So, this is nearly a perfect weapon for August. You have block, fortitude, speed, control resistance. You could argue to change control resistance and in place of, say, hit points. It's debatable. It just depends on what level you're at and what you're facing. With with the way campaign goes, they have a really high control CC rate. So control resistance is very good, as well as we start to get further along in the game, we're going to start seeing more and more Sarah within the PvP meta. She is a top tier meta hero, and if she silences August, it can mess up the whole synergy of your team. That's why speed is the most important stat on August. You need August to go as quick as possible. Even if you can, get him to go before Sylvia. Speed is a must investment in August. Now, Frost Titan's boots. Yet another, almost a great piece of armor. It has control rate. He has no control, and I misread that when I was upgrading this, but that's not a big deal because it has two other stats that I really want on August. I want block, fortitude, and speed. These are great boots for him. Later in time, I'll obviously have to replace this because control rate does him no good. It's a dead stat. And as you see with the 8-star set, you also get plus 13% block, which only makes him take less damage. Because if he blocks, he takes 50% less damage. And then he has all his armor bonuses that make him very strong. Now, on Frost Titan's armor, I don't have a very good roll because I have attack. I don't need attack on this. There are better stats that could roll on that than attack and crit. I could get block on this, but this piece of armor does not roll speed, so you're going to be stuck with a block or a crit, a crit or an attack. An attack is not a bad stat to have on August, but we'll get into that but later. On the helmet, I have a very good roll, but there are some other things that I would have preferred once again. But it does have speed and control resistance. I can't remember if you can get fortitude and I know you can't get block, but I can't remember if you can get fortitude on the helmet. I'm pretty sure you can. So I would replace block break with fortitude, and then I have quite possibly the best roll I could have on the helmet, trying to up his damage a little bit because he's not going to crit very often and things like that. I rushed his artifact to 220 because the difference between a level 10 artifact, the skill of plus 10 and plus 20 is very, very noticeable. And you want to rush his artifact the best you can. I don't know if I would say rush it to 30. I don't think that's going to be needed in many situations. That is a extreme in-game setup. But to 20, you will notice a difference immediately in damage and everything else. When I am looking for stats on this one, my choice was, these are the choices that I made. I actually wanted these two stats. I wanted a hit point stat because at 20, you see you get plus 20% hit points. And then at 20, you get plus 24% fortitude. Fortitude decreases the amount of damage that a crit would do. So that's very good versus like some of these Margarets that are built for crit in PvP, these bosses and these later game mini bosses that just one-shot your whole team. I mean, I'm actually at a point now where he's not fast enough, and the wolf on Nightmare 5:15 attacks before, and second round he wipes my whole front line, to include August and Sylvia. I need more speed built into him. Now, when it comes to the ore, I opted for the Eternal Energy ore because I run Sylvia. And I have not high rolled gear, and I don't have the gear for Sylvia to get her blocked to 100%, which is kind of that sweet point for her. So I'm using the Eternal Energy ore, which I feel is the second best for August because it has a chance to feed him energy. And feeding him additional energy feeds your team energy. And it creates a lot of synergy, but that is not the best ore for him. The best ore for August, without a doubt, is the Undying Will ore. Plus 30% block, plus 35% fortitude. This makes killing August almost impossible. I was running a team before one of my tribemate joined Alars, he was running a full light team, and he was running August, Merrill, things of that nature. I could kill his whole team minus August by second turn. That would then proc Michelle's heal until the end of the battle and additional armor, and he was using this ore. I could have my entire team remaining. I could not kill August. It would time out every single time. That's with Margaret actives, Sylvia actives, and everything else, because August does not do damage. He is not a damage dealer. You cannot base anything off the damage he does. It is awful. It is garbage damage, but that's not his point. You could have Margaret slot 1, and he will almost never do enough damage to even proc the burn dot to make up for all the life that he's gaining from that 10% each round that he's getting from on death passive from Michelle. August is a great hero. However, he does have some flaws. He does not excel in mirror. He is not a mirror hero. He can't beat a mirror. He probably can't even pass a level 1 mirror battle because he deals no damage. I want to reiterate, he deals no damage. He does great in the minus ruins because he keeps your whole team alive, and as you progress, the enemies get incredibly more difficult and they deal a lot of damage, and that's the other reason you want speed on August, because it will make him do his active, which will save your whole team, and it changes how far you can push within the ruins. The other place that August excels, as I kind of mentioned, was PvP. August is a must in PvP, especially end and late game PvP. If you're not using August, you're making a mistake. Which brings the question, what comps does he work in, and when should you build August? August should not be built, I repeat, should not be built as a first light hero. The only way August works, if he's at 9-star or below, is if you have an equal level Matthew. Without Matthew, August just gets your team killed 95% of the time. You can say, oh, I passed with August, but you're talking RNG and not consistency. August is a late game hero that should be put on a team that is late game. When I say late game, 9-star and above teams can utilize August successfully without Matthew. You can make the argument to add a Michelle, but you have to have a true healer like Matthew or Michelle, and there are not many of them in the team. But August is not food. Don't feed him off. Save him until late game, because the regression system in this game is awesome. And you can always go back later, regress that hero, say your first E5 or A5 was Carl, regress Carl and put all the food into August, and that's perfectly okay. Covered mirror, covered ruins, covered PvP. Just to give you an idea of what a battle is like for me, I'm sorry, it's 525. This is with a full A5 team. This is a meta team. You see my team is just getting destroyed. I got lucky, and I did just upgrade his gear, so I added a lot of speed. But you see, even with everything, these things are just wrecking everybody. August is still the original S tier hero, and he's one of the few actual S tier heroes, SS tier, however you want to rate them. So build August, but keep him on the back unless you can supplement him with a lot of healing so you do not kill your team. Well, that concludes today's review on August. This is my first one, so please let me know in the comments what you would like me to cover in the future, because I'm going to be doing more reviews as I've started to get enough A5s to properly review heroes. Don't forget to join our Discord, and thank you and have a great day.